So the gunfires and the women's scratch race is underway. Just 30 laps of the track, 7.5 kilometers. And as Mike flagged up, we do have the recently crowned European champion in this discipline, taking the gold medal in Portugal just on a month ago. She was race number 174 in the colours of Italy, Claudia Creti. So the scratch race discipline, it literally is a race from start to finish, no sprints or anything like that you get in point races. It is the first 3 riders across the finish line will take the gold, silver and bronze medals. A little bit of finessing in the early stages as the riders take a look at each other. Josie Talbot of Australia is the rider on the front of the string as they come out of corner number 2 and head down the back straight. So the riders maintaining a high position on the track at the moment above the blue stayers line, which is not significant in this event, but it comes into play when we go into other events like the Madison race. And that's a brief respite because we have got 2 riders now who are starting to make a move off the front. Early stages yet, the main field need to respond. It's only a short race, 26 laps to go. If these 2 riders are allowed to gain ground, they could well take this race by the scruff of the neck. It's Céline Lamboli of France who has gone away, and her fellow breakaway companion here is just on her wheel and now takes the lead position, but they're not fully committed to that move, and the main field closing the gap down again. So the Colombian rider who went away there was Jessica Parra along with Lamboli of France, but all back together. That attack swiftly neutralised, and with 24 laps to go the peloton is complete as they head underneath our electronic scoreboard. So you saw how quickly moves can develop in this sort of race. Those 2 riders taking the opportunity while the field were high on the track to launch an attack at the bottom part adjacent to the black line, which is the actual measurement of 250 metres around the track. It's called the gauge line officially. And we've already got a rider here dropping out. It's one of the riders who went on the attack earlier on. That was Lamboli of France. Well, she slowed briefly. Don't know if she thought she had a mechanical problem, but now she's picking up the pace again. And unfortunately, the field are not in full flow, so she may well latch herself back onto the rear of the peloton. And she is safely back in the field. Still 22 laps to go in this Women's Junior World Champion scratch race. Australia staying there or thereabouts at the front of the race. That's Josie Talbot, number 103. And also a rider from Switzerland, France as well. So yet again, the pace picks up, and looks like Belgium now who are making a bid to break away. Jessie Van Boekelen of Belgium is the lead rider, number 44, being reeled in, or attempted to be reeled in, by Luka Petriak of Poland. But she's dropped back down the string. But it's still the Belgian with the advantage here, 19 laps to go. Well, it's very difficult to try and go clear and indeed maintain that lead when you're on your own. No one to just give you a little bit of a pace and share the effort. So the Belgian, she's not being pursued in full speed by the peloton at the moment, so this could well play into her hands. She glances just under her shoulder and she comes along the finishing straight. And the main field busy looking at each other, so this is being capitalised on by the Belgian rider Van Boekelen. She has almost quarter of a lap advantage with 17 laps to go. So good support here for our Belgian rider who is still on the attack. In fact, she's now in the opposite straight to the peloton. The Australian, Talbot, just glancing behind her to see if anyone else is going to contribute to the effort to regain the breakaway rider. But in the meantime, Van Boekelen has still got the advantage. 4 kilometres remain in the 7.5 kilometre women's scratch race. on the advantage at the moment, standing with Belgium. Now the pace has picked up in the main field. You can tell as they drop into the well of the track and stretch out into a longer line. That may well see the gap come down. But still not fully committed to chasing down the Belgian. So Van Boekel still carrying the advantage here. And the rider who is now trying to animate the move to bring her back is Huang of the United States of America, Sarah Huang. But again, she spends only a small time on the front before dropping into the middle of the peloton. And it is still our Belgian rider, number 44, Jessie Van Boekel, who is doing a great ride here, 14 laps to go. A couple of riders have looked as though they've been trying to draw the peloton out and chase her down, but no one committed to the move yet. So still just over a quarter of a lap, the advantage for Van Boekel. She must be tiring now, she's been out on her own for quite some time. And it looks like another attacking move here from the peloton. Jessica Parra of Colombia out of the saddle, trying to lift the pace. And Van Boekel here is now being pursued by the lone chaser, the rider from Colombia, Jessica Parra. Well, Parra has timed this move well and will make contact. Indeed, she'll go straight through the Belgian, who looked as though she may be a spent force here. So the advantage swings in favour of the team of Colombia and Jessica Parra. And we've got 11 laps to go, so inside the final 3 kilometres. Van Boekel still hanging on to second spot, but Parra of Colombia, the new leader, in those white colours as she goes under the scoreboard. Lap board will shortly be down to single figures. And still the peloton hesitate. Now the moves start to come. As Van Boekel is finally caught. It's a brave move, but she couldn't maintain it through to the finish. And Kinley Gibson from Canada is the rider who is now trying to bridge the gap across to our Colombian leader. So if Parra can take this one, she's not far away from her 18th birthday on Saturday. Be a great present to take away a gold medal in these World Junior Track Championships. But still 2 kilometres to go. Parra, though, really did time that breakaway move well, and the main field are yet to make any real impression. Meanwhile, in second spot is still Kinley Gibson, with Australia moving into third place at the head of the peloton, Josie Talbot. So the lead rider at the pursuit line in the home straight is the rider from Colombia, Jessica Parra, and reaching that point now in pursuit of her, Kinley Gibson of Canada. And meanwhile, the main field just coming into the home straight. Lap board showing just 7 laps remaining, and it looks like Ireland have lost contact with the rear of the group. That was Rachel Meller of Ireland. But the peloton are still travelling at a modest pace, so she might just get back on. But in the meantime, the Colombian rider is almost in the same straight as the back of the main field, with only 6 laps to go. This is looking good for Parra of Colombia. Gibson of Canada still in second spot. Still the Australian rider sitting at the front of the main field, but the Colombian here has the back markers in her sights with only 5 laps to go. And it looks like the Irish rider will be overhauled by the leader when they come into the finishing straight this time. Head of the race is still the team of Colombia, Jessica Parra. And still hanging on to second, Gibson of Canada. So Parra does draw level and indeed passes the rider from Ireland. So your leader under the scoreboard with a kilometre to go. Jessica Parra, well, she attacked at just the right moment. Crossed and passed the former leader, the Belgian. And look at this, Parra is not far away from making contact with the back of the peloton and gaining a lap here, which would seal the victory for her with only 3 laps to go. Parra of Colombia has got the rear of that group in her sights. She is the leader on the track. Remember, second spot is the lone rider at the pursuit line here, the rider from Canada in the red and white colours. But Parra of Colombia, all she needs to do is sit there because she is the head of the race with 2 laps to go, 1 lap ahead of the peloton. So Parra of Colombia looks a favourite here for the first gold medal for Colombia of these championships. So we're into the final lap when they come round here. And the Colombian rider getting the bell, but she is the head of the race. Second place across the line is still Gibson of Canada. And here's the charge now from the main field for the bronze medal. And on the line, it looked like that was taken by the rider from Denmark. So what a superb ride, and a gold medal for the rider from Colombia, lapping the whole field and taking the victory. Jessica Parra of Colombia is the winner of the women's 7.5 kilometer scratch race.
An early birthday present then for the Colombian, 18 on Saturday. Those of you who follow cycling in depth, road and track, might remember a man called Fabio Parra of Colombia, who, if memory serves me right, won the King of the Mountains in the Tour de France some 20 years or so ago, was it? Some considerable time ago. Anyway, subject to confirmation, as we usually say in these circumstances, until it's all been confirmed by the commissaires. A win for the Colombian, Jessica Parra, with Kinley Gibson of Canada in second place, and Amelie Dideriksen of Denmark taking the bronze. As I stressed, those will be confirmed, I trust, fairly soon.
Yes, Mike, I think we are now seeing confirmation of the top three, as you just called it. That great win for Jessica Parra of Colombia, Kinley Gibson of Canada, who was the chasing rider getting second place, and Elizabeth Salar of Mexico is currently shown as the rider crossing the line in third spot.
In first place, gold medalist and UCI Junior Track World Champion in the women's scratch race, representing Colombia, Jessica Parra. The flowers will be presented by Rebecca Edser of UK Sport. Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of Colombia. Ladies and gentlemen, please salute your medalists.